so whoever said that they always nerf stuff in patch notes, this is a different one this time. There is a lot of buffs in this patch. A lot of good buffs. So of course we start with the designer notes. There's a lot of stuff to really see here, but it's kind of in the same train. I mean, look at Doc. That's definitely just an ACOG issue right there, you know what I mean? Look at his pick rate. I mean, I mean, chat, you guys all know my take of I don't think there should be ACOG on defense. I think Doc being the most played defender on both is pretty telling of that, but hey ho, what am I going to do about it? Fenrir the most banned on PC. Jackal the most banned on console. Let's see. Capcan the most banned on console, and Dokkaebi, it just said there, was the most banned on PC. So a lot of these are kind of same as they used to be. A word about ballistic shields. So they're covering shields here. With the shield update released in Year 9 Season 1, we've seen an encouraging evolution of shield usage overall. They have more impact on a more relevant option than before. However, we don't want them to become an overly oppressive solution for attackers, and with those seasons learning, we will be training them for Year 9 Season 4 to reinforce their support role. So they're gonna, I guess, retune the shields next season, alongside the Blackbeard changes. Could we be getting another? Could the Blackbeard rework be a shield as well? Who knows? Who knows? Let's zoom in a little bit. Right, Iana. Iana should help reduce the reliance on drones. However, unlike drones, which are smaller and more elusive, the Gemini Replicator is too easy to detect and destroy. The primary advantage of using the Gemini Replicator is that it doesn't result in resource loss when destroyed. However, 30-second cooldown can be quite restrictive, potentially limiting its use just a few times per round, which may not feel impactful enough. To address this, we are reducing the cooldown time, I'm stumbling on my words, for when it's destroyed, allowing it to be used more frequently to assist in droning yourself or your teammates. So her cooldown is now 20 seconds from 30 when destroyed. So her standard cooldown is still the same. It's just when someone destroys her thing, the cooldown is now 20 seconds. Jackal's got a little buff as well. They've removed the visor disrotation when getting shot, which is actually a Jackal buff, which is kind of crazy. Removing the disrotation effect when being shot would enable Jackal to use his Inox more effectively, making it easier to track enemies even in high pressure situations. This change would allow him to provide more consistent intel to his team by keeping the visor active for longer periods. We believe that disrotation doesn't serve as an effective counter, but rather makes the visor less user friendly. Therefore, we view this adjustment as a quality of life improvement rather than a substantial buff. Okay, that's fair enough, I agree with that. Actively following tracks with the visor is an enjoyable aspect of its gameplay, and we aim to make this experience more comfortable for players. Alright, I think that's fair. It's not blatantly a buff. My water bottle is leaking all over my desk, but that's fun. Let's carry on. I think that's fair enough. I think their explanation there made sense. Callie is getting smoke grenades. There's another bit about Callie's gun at the bottom here, but we'll get into that. In addition to the CSRX 300 detailed below, again we'll talk about in a sec, we are also equipping Callie with a set of smoke grenades. This new option is intended to assist her in relocating with sun concealment or to strategically funnel defenders into her line of sight by obstructing their vision from other angles. Fair enough, I'll probably still run claymores on her, but more options are better. Mozzie is getting an extra pest and impact grenades. Bro, 4 Mozzie pests is crazy. Mozzie's ability to capture 3 drones is already quite significant, potentially making him more effective than Valkyrie. I wouldn't agree with that. However, this potential is rarely realized due to the drones being destroyed or the difficulty in quickly securing captures, which can make him feel less impactful than Mute. To make this potential more achievable, we are increasing his resources. We also aim to encourage more active drone hunting. With only 3 pests, there are limited flexibility between pre-placing them and keeping them for the future use. We hope that additional resources will provide more flexibility, making him interact more with his gadget during the action phase. Additionally, the impact grenades will enhance his mobility, enabling him to roam the map faster, more effectively, using his intel gathered from his captured drones. Alright, so a Mozzie buff. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense, a 4th pest. I like how there's no ACOG buffs in here, by the way. It looks like the balancing team had finally learned that ACOG buffs are lazy. They're actually doing proper buffs. Right, this is crazy. Zero, Sam Fisher, is going to have 6 cameras now, up from 4. That is insane. Unlike standard drones, the Argus cameras are stationary, so they remain relevant only while the action is in their vicinity. Beyond that point, they may become less useful, which can pressure you to place them in more risky and exposed areas. However, with the additional coverage, Zero can now place the cameras in more creative ways and less obvious locations, making them harder to spot and destroy. Even if some cameras don't see much action, he can double down on the same area to ensure the coverage. This also means fewer blind spots, making it easier to rely on Zero's cameras for flank watch. Now he can establish a network that can cover multiple flanks and key areas effectively. So yeah, 6 Argus cameras. 6, up from 4, that's insane. I can't wait to play more Zero because of that. Zofia's losing breach charges and getting hard breach charges. I think this one makes a lot of sense. We will replace Zofia's breach charges with hard breach charges. This adjustment aims to enhance her versatility, enabling her to handle both soft and hard breaching tasks. By equipping her with hard breach charges, we hope to provide teams with greater flexibility in their strategies and operator selections, fostering more creative and diverse strategies, similar to what operators like Capitao and Zero are promoting. I definitely think that makes a lot of sense. I think another good thing is as well is that it's setting Zofia apart from Ashe. It is setting her from Ashe, which was always a big issue between them. So I think Zofia having hard breach capabilities is really good. And the final one here is for the CS-RX300, which is Kali's sniper. Being a sniper in Siege presents quite a challenge. The opportunities to play from a safe and distant position are limited, making it easy for your position to be called out after the first shot. Additionally, the bullet trails of the CS-RX300 are more visible than others, complicating the efforts to remain unseen. These reductions in duration and size will help it make it safer to take a second shot from the same position. Defenders will need to pay closer attention to the trails if they wish to determine Kali's position. So the size of her bullet trails have been reduced by 75%, and so is the duration. So she still shoots at the same speed, but the physical trail of her bullets, which you can see, have been reduced. But that's it, and I think that's actually a really good patch note. There's no nerfs at all. This was an entirety of buffs, and all of them seem interesting and balanced. I can't wait to use 6 Argus cameras on Zero. That is definitely a W patch note in my opinion. What do you guys think? Sure, drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this patch note. I'm live right now, so chat, let me know your thoughts. I think that's a great patch note. Not a single nerf, not a single ACOG buff. Perfect. This is what balancing should be in Rainbow Six Siege, in my opinion. You should be focusing on operators' gadgets, underperforming operators, improving them. Even the one for Jackal, although he's not an underperforming operator, I think that's a good quality of life change they've done. And Doc, we're definitely gonna have to. I think going forward, I think we have to remove all ACOGs from defense, and I genuinely mean that. Because Doc being the most played operator on both PC and console, you know, there's a reason for that. I think going forward, it should be ACOG only on attack, no ACOG on defense, and then if Doc drops off here, we actually focus on buffing his gadget like all of these have done. This is good patch notes. Keep this up, Ubisoft. We're going to have a conversation about Doc very soon. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts. Have an incredible rest of your day. I'll catch you all later. Peace.